Hi everyone, this is Janet Adams. I debated for a while whether to do a narrative for this video, but I decided I would. So here's the title of my video: Intruder Defensive Nest Watching Mating All in a Day's Work. Scene 1, The Intruder. Here is our mysterious visitor slash intruder who decided to spend the night at the nest last night and this morning was still at the nest. I'm not really sure. I don't think anybody can be for certain whether this is a male or a female. Just from the characteristics, my best guess is that it's a female. I don't know why I think that. I think part of it is the size when I look at her on the nest in comparison to the First Lady. It also looks like she is probably a 4-year-old sub-adult, maybe a 4.5-year-old sub-adult. And again, I'm not an expert. That's just from the things that I've tried to pick up and learn. The only other reason I think that it may be a female is at one point, Mr. President flew onto the nest while she was there, and I think if it had been a male, I'm not sure. Oh, a PS. I'm not really sure. It just seems like Mr. President flew off and really didn't do anything, which tells me maybe he was a little tolerant because it was a female. I don't know. A little bit windy today in DC, so some of the noise you hear in the background is the wind blowing. But our intruder has really become very comfortable hanging around the nest this morning, although she was very vigilant in keeping a watch out. Almost kind of reminds me of Speckles, who we had visit the nest last season, but I think this eagle is much older than what Speckles was. This is just a still shot of freeze frame, kind of getting an idea of her facial features. And at this point this morning, I want to say this was probably around 8 o'clock nest time, 8 a.m. And she was very comfortable. She laid down in the nest bowl. She was still looking around, but she seemed very, very comfortable, and she stayed that way for quite a while. And you'll see in this next part that one of the eagles flies overhead right at the top of the screen. This is the beginning of the attack. And this is all in real time. And there's a little bit of lull here before the storm hits. And it happens very quickly. I don't know how fast an eagle can fly necessarily, but whoever that was, whether it was the First Lady or Mr. President, that dive was really fast. This is just a slow motion clip of the attack. And I think I reduced this about down to 31% of the real-time speed, and even that was fast. So I decided to try something a little bit different and do kind of a stop action. So here's the first freeze frame, basically. The second, the third, and again, it is almost impossible to tell who this is. The fourth, and interesting to look at the intruder's reaction and her wings. And whoever it was going in claws first. So it was not this is a little flyby. This was get off my nest. So it gives you a little different aspect of what happened this morning. Then we had a little bit, just some settling down and a little aftermath. Vocalizing. This is the First Lady. She's on the nest. She is really spending some time watching, very much on alert. This is just a little bit closer up, again, of the First Lady. And there she goes. The camera, whoever was operating the camera, was kind of panning around, and I didn't really keep all that footage. But this is the First Lady again. She's back on the nest. And then I saw this on her side of her wing, and I don't know what this is particularly. I don't know if it just looked odd to me. I was hoping it's not some sort of an injury. It could be that her feathers are just kind of pushed out of whack, but thought I would let you see that because I noticed that right away. She doesn't seem to be bothered by it, but it almost looked like a hole for a minute when I first saw it. Kind of startled me. But the First Lady is fairly calm at this point. Not really much as exciting. I didn't hear any other vocalizations going on. And this, I just looked at her talons and I thought, oh my gosh, they looked huge. I think she needs a pedicure though. And then the last scene 3, just chilling out. And this is the First Lady sitting on what I call either the timeout branch or the outhouse. And Mr. President is going to pay a visit. And the First Lady's going to join. And Mr. President wastes no time. Then she's like, get off of me. And now back to work, aerating the grasses, moving a couple sticks here and there. That's Mr. President flying over to the timeout branch. The First Lady on the nest. And then Mr. President decides he better go back and help a little bit. So he's going to fly back over into the nest. And that was pretty much an end to the morning. Well, not an end to the morning, but it was an end to the video footage that I got. I'm getting really excited. Today's January 27th. I think if the time clock is somewhat correct, we can be looking maybe for some eggs in a couple of weeks. Hope you enjoyed the video. I always am happy to do these. I love doing them. It's really kind of what makes my day. So enjoy, and I hope you have a nice rest of the day.